Okay, so it's time for one of my rants, or duplicitous bullshit. Okay, they say not to judge a girl by what she wears, but how do you know? This is this is actually going beyond clothing. If her fingernails are this long, if they literally come out like this far or further, okay? If she talks in some form of ebonics or ghetto, and no, I'm not racist. Speak however you want, but if you're doing it and you have fingernails like that and these other features that I'm gonna culminate together, you're doing it for attention, okay? If your lipstick is a shade, if her lipstick is a shade of metallic, if her eyeshadow goes up to her eyebrows, if her eyebrows literally look like someone took a pencil or a pen and if her eyebrows are halfway up her forehead, if she has fake eyelashes that are really fucking exaggerated, if her eyeliner goes, if her face is a different pigment than her neck, shoulders, chest area, if, let me think. Let me think here. There's some other ones. If she moves her head a lot when she talks. If your nose is pierced, and not a septum piercing, because a septum piercing is not as flirtatious and, welcoming as a, little dot here or here. Okay. If she's a tongue ring and, always is flicking it or playing with it or some other fun she's having with it. If her hair looks like it's, literally being held up. Like if she's got that whole coif going on up here, and the back is like, and she always has extensions, she never doesn't wear extensions. You should be okay with your own body, okay? You should be okay with your own appearance. I'm not the most attractive person in the world, so I don't really have any right to criticize anybody. But I'm just saying, there are ways to tell if a woman's a tramp. And this is going into the part of what she wears, but what I've just listed is stuff that not necessarily what she's wearing. Before you go, those are probably fake fingernails she just mentioned, so technically she's wearing them. There are people who can grow their fingernails out that far, and do, and have no, they don't care about it. Also, if she's wearing, like, door knockers that hang clean down to here and try to get your attention to be on this area right here. If she's got more than 3 inches of cleavage, all the time, because we all have to agree at some point that's not appropriate. If you walk into a funeral with 3 inches of cleavage, I don't care if you are wearing all black. You're not there to grieve. At all. If the only sleeves that her outfits contain are less than 2 or 3 inches in diameter, if, like, the heft of her shoulder is 2 inches or less. If the majority of them are spaghetti straps, because, if you live somewhere where you can wear stuff like that all year round, you are probably tan enough that you don't have to wear spaghetti straps all the time. If, let me think. Obviously the whole tramp stamp thing. If she has a tramp stamp and doesn't make any effort to cover it up with her clothing at all, I'm sorry, but no one wants to see that. If she has hip piercings, I'm sorry, but those are just... If you're ever going to intend wearing real clothes that cover up that area, which, if you think about it, that is kind of your privates, because it's literally right above your privates. And before I get comments going, you're jealous of anyone who can wear that or do that. Actually, no, I'm not. Because I wear real clothing, so if I had hip piercings, skinny or not, my clothing would create an obstruction. I would probably end up with an infection there, because I wear clothing that covers that area of my body, and I still would even if I was 90 pounds. So, fuck you, I'm not jealous of anybody. if her shoes usually don't cover her entire foot, but have a heel that's at least as high as half of her foot is long. I'm not saying heels make you a tramp. I'm saying literally clear heels make you a tramp. If you're dressed like a fucking stripper, people are going to assume that you have some kind of connection to strippers. If in 90% of her pictures she's doing a duck face, or has her tongue out and her mouth open, or, again, I'm saying 90% because if you have 1 or 2 pictures like that on your Facebook, I don't want any comments from girls who have like 2 pictures like that on their Facebook, or like a handful of pictures like that on their Facebook. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about girls who do this in every single picture in order to get attention from everyone. If every time there's a minuscule problem, she screams about it for hours, you're doing it for attention, chickie. Stop. If the only dance move she knows involves shaking her breast, ass, or rubbing herself against someone else. I'm not going to comment on the, if your legs are covered or not, because honestly, I wear shorts, and and I'm not just saying that because I wear shorts, I'm saying that because your legs aren't really a sexual part of your body. Now, if she walks around with a skirt or shorts on that are so short that the camel toe is in the leg part, in the seam where the legs start. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that split between the leg, there is no, because like, there's split here and then the legs come down. There's none of that. They're so short, they literally just look like they're getting sucked into a vagina. Let me think. I'm not going to say toe rings. I was going to say toe rings, but I don't know if that's appropriate. If she uses that really cutie, slurpy writing when she writes something down, it's really flirtatious. You just look like a fucking high school student. I'm not saying that just because you do one of these things you're a tramp, but if you do all of them, especially the whole makeup thing, especially if your makeup is caked on and you look like you're, not just the whole pigment being different from your neck and your, shit, but I mean, like, it looks like you're wearing a fucking mask over your face. If your favorite saying is, "That's so hot," or, I'm sure. I'm not saying you're a tramp, I'm saying you have a low IQ. Which, it's kind of like, Basically, my point is, it's not, to me it's not always sex that makes someone a tramp or a slut or whatever, but it's the fact when you go out and try to seek attention for it, or tell everybody, or try to become, or try to bring yourself across as a very sexual person to people that barely know you and probably might even not ever know you. Because you don't have to do that. And yeah, you can say, yes, I'm just a very sexual person. But why does everyone in the tri-state area have to notice about you if they've never even spoken to you face to face? Those are just my thoughts on this whole thing. So, put your comments, good or bad, subscribe or not, unsubscribe, I really don't care. And adios amigos.